Alright folks, today we are out here and we're going to be setting a coyote trap today. So got my location picked out. I'm on a ridge top right now. I know that coyote dens are just kind of down the hill and in front of me about a couple hundred yards. I know they travel this ridge back and forth, so I'm in a spot where I know that they travel. First things first, clear everything out of the way. The dirt's still a little frozen. It's early February right now, but just gonna carve out a spot for your trap to go. Got the trap set. Just kind of just dig until you got a good hole for your trap to sit in. And if you dig it too big, you can always fill it up with some of this extra dirt. So now I got my trap in there pretty flush. Doesn't move when you try to wiggle it very much. What you don't want to do is if you have freezing temperatures and this dirt kind of starts to freeze overnight and stuff like that, you don't want to put this dirt back on top of the sides of your traps, because if that freezes, that might cause a little bit of delay when a coyote steps on this pan. That trap might close a little bit slower because it's got to go through frozen dirt, or depending on how frozen the dirt actually gets and how much dirt you have on there, it might not even shut at all. So try not to put too much dirt that you know might freeze. Like say you live in the north somewhere and dirt freezes all the time, or you're trapping in the middle of the winter and it's, you know, negative temperatures outside. Try not to put just normal dirt on top of your traps like that. I use wax dirt. You can make this. Simply make it by digging up some dirt during the summer and put it in a gallon bucket, and then you can go online, or if you got somewhere where you know sells trapping supplies, you might be able to find some flake wax. With some dirt and flake wax, you can actually make this wax dirt. You're supposed to use it on your traps, and it doesn't. That dirt doesn't freeze, and I've had a lot of good luck with it. So that's what I've been using the past few years trapping coyotes. But now that I've got my trap in here set pretty snug, I'm going to kind of pick out some of these chunks here. Don't really want any chunks. Like I said, some of this dirt's still kind of frozen. Our snow has just melted the past few days, so still got some frozen dirt. So now I'm going to actually get the trap staked in the ground. I just kind of have I don't know what kind of stakes you call these, but this is what I use. They're not overly expensive, so this is just what I bought. Alright. Got my trap staked in there. Now I'm just going to pull up on my stake a little bit. Make sure that that thing is set. Now I can pull on that thing and that thing's not coming out. So if I can't pull that thing straight up and out of the ground, then any coyote that's just twisting circles here sure as heck ain't going to get out of that. So now that I've got my trap stake in there, and just like that, I got the trap in there where I want it. It ain't gonna move too much. Now that that's done, I'm gonna clean out a few more of these leaves. Take some of my wax dirt. And I'm just gonna sprinkle it on top of the trap. Alright, so there you go. Now you got your wax dirt spread on top of the trap. Just kind of even it out with your hands here. There's a big chunk of frozen dirt. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to put a little bit more. So when you're looking at this here, obviously you just got kind of one big dirt patch here. So when a coyote's kind of wandering up, this ridge, this is kind of like, it's kind of like a little trail up here that you can see kind of behind me. And coyote's gonna stop in the middle of this trail and he's gonna see this dirt patch and he's gonna know something's up. And what you're not gonna be able to tell, my dirt pan is right there. I just left it just barely underneath the surface. So I'm going to cover that back up. And just like that, this is right where he's got to step. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to take my stake and I'm going to make myself a hole. Put that in there. You want to wiggle it around a little bit. Get a good sized hole made. So that way they can kind of see down it. At least that's what I like to do. Big enough so that way they can see down it. Some of the big chunks out of the way. Just like that. We got our hole here. So we got our hole made, trap pan right there. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna either find a big stick or I'll find a little rock. Alright, so I got a pretty big stick here and I'm gonna put that right behind the hole. So that way, because I have my hole kind of on a slant here and they're gonna have to kind of look in from this side of the stick, that way they're not gonna be able to come from behind the stick and kind of futz with it from that way. It's just a little deterrent. I've never really had them move something like that, so that, even a light stick, just something to kind of keep them from going behind here. Like I said, I've never had one that's moved it and then not caught him, so that way he's gonna have to come in from this angle, look down that hole and see whatever's down there. So now the next and basically final step is to bait this trap site up. So what I got here is some bait that I bought at the store. So we're gonna take our bait simply kind of just shove it down the hole. I might have put a little much, but whatever. Shove it down that hole best I can. So then after I put my bait in, went online and I bought this sheep fur or whatever the heck this stuff is online. Just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna shove that down the hole. And then I got some coyote pee. Kind of just squirt that off to the side. Just like that, your coyote trap is set. This is what your trap should look like in the end. You got the pan right there. He's got to step somewhere right in there to get caught. You got your bait in the hole. You got the log to keep him from trying to get the bait from that side. And just like that, coyote trap is set. Have to wait and see what happens, but otherwise, yeah, that's how you set a Yodi trap. Pretty simple, pretty easy. That being said, thank you guys for watching this video. Hit that subscribe button for me. It helped me out a lot and helped me create more content for you guys. So I'm gonna go set a few more traps and see you guys in the next one.